All right, so we had a super exciting and fun morning today at Head Start. It was harvesting day.
It
Finally,
was.
the day everyone's been waiting for, including the kids. So, Luis, you've been working with the kids this whole past year on the garden and getting it started, planting the seeds, maintaining it. So, talk a little bit about that and what today was like, the activities that you did with the students.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a learning curve for all of us. Um, Having the kids help us with the planting as well, it's been a great experience. Uh, we planted summer fruit on September, which is kind of weird to this area, but we tried it. We felt adventurous. So as you can see, we have some of that watermelon, some squash that was planted back on September. It made it during this cold. We also had some tomatoes, which last night was really cold, so they struggled a little bit. So yeah, today was a really fun day with the kids. Seems like they had fun picking out the tomatoes. I was surprised that they enjoyed so much looking for the sweet potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have found several, so that was great too.
Yeah, it was so neat seeing all their excited faces and laughter, looking for the vegetables, picking the bean pods, picking the ripe tomatoes.
Yes.
And we had a healthy harvest. We had, you can see here, a big watermelon, some county fair size squash, the
We have
sweet
had bigger.
potatoes.
We have had bigger.
Really
Yeah.
big, huge. I took some.
Right. And a lot of lettuce as well.
Lettuce.
And then we have the panic grass and some other things too. So we had a plentiful harvest. And I know it's been a long process. It's taken a lot of time and, you know, just thinking about how it started out as an empty corner in the Head Start playground. So Tabitha, can you share a little bit about what it's been like to see this whole project develop?
It's been amazing. That was an abandoned corner
Right.
that even the kids didn't go in. So it's been amazing to see life there, and the kids are interested. They love going in there, walking around, you know, just looking, and then they leave because, you know, Luis isn't there, and they know to wait for him. They know to wait for him. And they get mad when the birds are in there, and they're like, "Get out of our garden!" And they made the scarecrow to
Yeah.
keep the birds out. So they've really invested, you know, their tiny little lives into it. They love it, and they're excited for lunch today. Or at least they were when they were picking the lettuce. We'll see what happens when it hits their plates.
Yeah, I think that's been such a wonderful thing to witness, is just what a learning experience it's been, and thinking about a garden, how hands-on that is, and really how many skills it helps to
Yes.
develop within the kids, and discipline as well, patience, waiting for things to grow. And something that I love about this project is it really has been such a community project. You know, when we've had the planting days, we have all the departments come out, the parents and grandparents of the students come out and help. So that's been really wonderful. It's not just a Head Start or an EPO project. It's really brought the whole community together. And that's wonderful. And part of that was the naming of the garden, which I know that took place a couple months ago. And Miss Paula, you're the cultural specialist. And so can you
Yes.
tell us about that process of naming the garden?
Yeah, naming the garden. I am a part of the Cocopah Elders group, so we got together and yes, we named it the Children's Garden, and it is Gramash Matsuwe. So that's the name that we all agree on, so that it'll also well be in the dictionary. So that's what's going on. And I also taught the kids the name in Cocopah for each plant that was out there being planted, so they know the names of it also, and they know the children's garden, and they have named that too. Yes.
Yeah, that
was
is so
awesome.
special. I know we were all waiting for that when the name would be announced, and yeah, excited to have that. And so special that the kids are getting that cultural learning as well, knowing all of the names in Cocopah, and now the garden itself has a name in Cocopah as well. It's wonderful.
Yes.
And yeah, we're so excited. I'm so glad that it was a successful harvest.
It was.
It was absolutely. I
Brought
really
everyone
liked it because
together.
because it is our culture food, and I explained it to the kids as I was teaching them their little 15, 20 minutes. Like I said, the names of it and the name of the garden, and they were happy. They're all happy and saying it. So I hope they remember all this.
Yeah. And a couple of the plants in particular, you know, there was a process that you went through, Luis, to even get the seeds, like the panic grass and the cocopah beans. Are not just regular beans, they're cocopah beans.
Yes.
So can you share about that, how you got a hold of those seeds?
Yes, so I got in contact with Native Seeds from Tucson. It's a seed lab. So I found out that they have panic grass, which was grown by cocopahs back then, and which we had, and which we won't have anymore. So they gave us a seed grant for 30 packets, which included squash, cocopah bean, which also was grown on the Delta, on Mexican side, and panic grass. We're gonna be experimenting with this to see what growing season works better for the panic grass, because it's been so long and we don't have that many resources like to look this information, because like I said, it hasn't been in existence here for so long time. So we're gonna be experimenting with this. So
Yeah, I think that's really exciting to see it just growing in the garden and
Right.
something that's being brought back after so many years that has been lost in this area. So it's really wonderful, such an impactful project, and really wonderful to have the kids, you know, being so connected with the food that they're growing themselves, getting to eat at school. And I think that's something for each of us to think about too, you know, how we've become so disconnected from our food. And
Exactly.
yeah, I think that's a really huge part of this project, and so wonderful that the little kids are getting to have that experience.
And they're going to grow up with things that their parents didn't have, like the panic grass. And hopefully it takes off. We find the right season and we get it. And this becomes a staple in Cocopah on the reservations again.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah,
So-
that's true, because I never had the panic grass either, so
Yeah.
I don't know
this
that.
was mixed with mesquite pods.
I
to make
read
flour.
everything about it, and
Yeah.
people would tell me, elders would tell me, but now that I'm asking questions, you know, and this is what I'm finding out too, but I've never had it. Or if I did, I don't remember.
Yeah, it was a little bit hard to find information on that. So Native Seeds gave us some resources on that too, but there's not a lot of info anymore there. So we're gonna be working on that this year.
Yeah, so that's a great point, Miss Paula, that part of this too is it gets people talking.
Yes.
You know, gets people talking about these foods that maybe haven't been grown for a while, and get back to those stories. So,
Yeah. And hopefully we'll have a little farmer
yes.
out of this that
Yes.
can continue.
And I really liked it when you fixed the breakfast with this.
I did.
It was
Oh,
awesome, and on numerous ways that she prepared, or Head Start were eating. I thought it was nice.
And they ate it.
Yeah,
I put it in a stew, and
exactly. The stew was good.
there was none left to even for the teachers. They were like, they ate it all.
Yeah, yes, they did.
Well, that was a great first growing season. Next coming March, we're gonna be planting more
Good.
cocopah corn too. We tried some last year, but it wasn't the right timing. So we were
I
experimenting.
see.
So in
The
March
whole
is the
one
prime
stalk
time.
that grew.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That corn our technician for the EPO department has had those seeds for a long time too. He's been trying to grow those. He hasn't been successful yet, so he shared with me some seeds to try them out here. So we both are gonna be working on that to make it a success.
Awesome.
okay.
Yes.
Good things to look forward to in the
Yes.
garden.
Right.
Yes.
And we'll be looking for more grants, upping our budget maybe with Head Start, because they love the things, the Office of Head Start in Washington loves the things we're doing here. When I speak to them once a month, that they're like, wow, that's amazing. And so And these are city folks, so they don't understand. They're in DC. They're like, oh. But they're very impressed. I've sent them the podcasts we've done, some of the pictures, and they're just like, holy cow, that's amazing. Yeah. And as a tribal Head Start, we struggle more than regular Head Starts, just to be known that we don't have funding that bigger Head Starts do, and we do it. We do it. And the commitment of our teachers and this community and the departments, that's how we do it.
Yeah, very good positive note to end on how this project, and I think the Cocopah community, that's the wonderful part about being a part of it, is that everyone comes together to get things done.
Yes.
So
yes, I'm really happy for the much away children's garden.
Yes, and it will get bigger.
Yes.
With everybody's help, it will get bigger.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you all for the part that you've had in making this possible.
Absolutely.
It's been a wonderful year so far, and good things to look forward to.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks to everyone that tunes in to these conversations and is interested in the work that we're doing here at Cocopah. So thank you for listening, and please check us out on SoundCloud, Cocopah Now, as well as our YouTube page.